Hi, friend. Welcome back to the Friffle table. Thanks for joining me today. I'm very glad you're here. How's your day been today? Mine's been pretty good. It's been a very good day overall. I've done some journaling and I did some video editing and played with the dogs. Played cards with my family a lot. Skippo and Phase 10. Don't remember who won Skippo, but my daughter just won the Phase 10 game. Anyway, so today's plan is something I haven't done yet, or something I haven't done in a new way, put it that way. I'm going to use actually, let me grab it real quick. I have this, oh, sorry, that's my mom's dog if you can hear her. Tasha, there's nobody there, that was me that was banging. Anyway, I have this, what's it called? Oracle deck, there we go, Energetics of Color. Now, I'm not going to do a page based on the deck. What I want to do is it's got all these random shades of colors. So what I want to do is shuffle the deck, pick a random color, and then just do a collage page with that shade. Like try to get it as close to that shade as possible. And just do a collage page with random friffles that I have kicking around. So that's the plan. And then depending on how long that takes, because I really love having you here hanging out with me while we do crafting together. And that is the whole point of this channel. I also don't want to keep you sitting here for hours and hours. And I have learned so far in the, what's it been, 6 videos that I've done so far, that my sense of time doesn't really exist. I think it's been like 15 or 20 minutes, and I look at the clock and it's been over an hour. I think the last video that I just uploaded, uh, it's actually at over 2 hours because time just completely got away from me. So, uh, yeah, if we have time, I'm thinking about picking a coloring page to do together. I know, that's different than my normal, but that's okay. We're here to be creative, and I have been really craving doing a coloring page. And sometimes after I'm done the coloring page, I'll actually cut it up and make it a friffle for my journal. So, um, the only update I have for you today is that I think, don't hold me to this, but I think this is going to be the last creative page that goes into this journal. I think the next thing that we're going to do after this, as far as my journal goes, is um, my closing pages, which this is only my second journal, so it's not like I have, set in stone routines or anything. But I liked the last journal, I closed it out by writing like a recap of how life has been over the course of the journal. And then I also listed in chronological order my favorite 10 pages out of the book and why. Like I wrote out my favorite 10 pages and why. Um, and then something I did in the last one that I'm not sure I'm going to do in the new one, depends on if I have the energy, is I actually made a pretty page with an envelope and I put a letter to future me in it. Um, so I might do that. But anyway, so I think this is going to be our last creative page before I close out that journal. And then we get to start a new one, which is always really sad and really exciting at the same time. It's really exciting because new journal, new possibilities. You never know what the future is going to bring you. Um, but really sad because I like the fluffy journals. Like I love seeing like all the different creativity in them. So it's really sad to go back to an empty journal. But usually by page like 10 or 12, I was okay and it was starting to look fluffy again. So, yeah, that's today's plan. So, um I'm going to let you go get a drink if you would like while I light the candle. I have 2 drinks. Well, technically, I'm ADHD, so I have 3 drinks over here, but I'm only working on 2 because they're cold. So I have sugar-free soda, and then I have just ice water that I'm not going to move because I'm going to spill it if I do. But I'm going to light the candle while you go get your drink. You can pause it here if you need a moment, because we all need to remember our hydration. I know I forget. The last few days I've been kind of behind in my hydration. So, what is everybody else gonna do today while we're sitting here crafting this page? Do you guys want to follow along with me? I will show you a close-up of the picture for the color when we get there. So if you'd like to try a journal page with me, we can do that. Or if you're doing something completely separate, drop it in the comments below so we can see what you're doing. Just because I'm nosy and interested. And I love seeing what other things people are doing to be creative. Okay, I'm going to give it 3 more shuffles and then we're going to pick the top cards. So there was 1 set. There's 2 sets. And there's 3 sets. And we're going to pick the very top card. Ooh, that's interesting. Goldenrod. So the card says choices, in case that matters to you. But let's see here. It's like a yellow, but it's... Ooh, how do I describe that? It's like a yellow, but it's almost like a mustard yellow or a dark yellow. Because, like, this book, if you can see it, is like bright yellow. So if you look at that color, it's a little different. So it's like a almost a tanny yellow, if that makes any sense to you. So that is interesting. I thought that's an interesting color. I thought we were going to get something different. That's a hard color. So this is going to be really fun because I don't even know what we're doing yet with it. So we're going to set those up. Now I'm just going to read the book because I'm nosy and I want to see what it says. It says, your path ahead may appear long and winding. Trust that there are many perfect gifts hidden and waiting for you to discover as you brave the journey forward. Do not cheat the system, as you will only be cheating yourself. Very interesting. I like the pretty artwork that's on that. I don't know if you saw that, but it's got really, really pretty artwork. Okay. Anyway, so we're going to do that. Let's see. Let's get out our journal. And I've lost where my page is. Goodness gracious. Where is my page? Right there. We are here. Oops, hold on. I got notes in here from previous that doesn't belong in there. There we go. Empty journal page. We're on page 178. Okay. Let's put this in the recycle. Okay, let's start out with some pen choices. And we're going to actually go to our test page for a moment. If you can see that. I'm going to zoom you in just a teensy. There we go. So we're going to keep that right there so we can test some of these. Let's see. That one's close, but it's not fantastic. That one's definitely not. I'm going to keep this one out just because it's the closest one we got so far. But let's see what else we got here. I think this one's too green, but we're going to try it. Yep, that's too something. Okay, how about... that one's... nah. Let's see here. I know this one's going to be too dark, but my brain has to swatch it anyway. That actually comes really close. Wow, okay, that surprises me. So between that one and that one is actually... that's the new winner so far. And I think this one's going to be way too bright. Yep. Okay. So on that note, I'm going to try one more. Nope, too dark. Okay. So this is the closest we get to it. I mean, it's not close, but it's not the worst either. So we might save that one out in case we want to do something with it. I wonder if this marker will have anything on it. Woohoo! That's way too coppery. That's very goldy. I know that's not a word. It's okay. I think that's all I'm gonna find. That is, like I said, that is a really unique color. So if anybody else is doing this page with me, like, let me know if you have a color that comes closer, because that's a really hard color. Okay, so now we're gonna move this for a moment. I'm actually gonna move the page off the desk until we collect some friffles that go with it. So I don't even know what, oops, ow, I just bumped my nose into the mic. I don't know what color I would even have scrap paper in. Now, I know you can't see me on the screen, and I do apologize, but I cannot move you to see what I'm doing. But right now, I am friffling through my scrap papers. Oh, that one's not very far off. Looking for scraps that might be, that one's not bad for shiny. Might be close. And that one's too something. Let's see here. What else do I got? That's not terrible either. That's not terrible. That one's really close, actually. And I think that one's going to be too brown. Yeah, that one's too something. Okay, so we got some scraps. Let's see. Gonna just glance in my multicolor scraps to see if I have anything. Nah. That even comes close, but I'm not seeing anything. Okay, now I'm gonna glance through, and I think I can bring this one up for you to see. I don't know if there's anything here. Let me move my stuff here. Okay, this was a, why does that got polka dots on it? Oh, from my container that's in, okay. Anyway, this is a set of Friffles journal ephemera, whatever, that I bought on Etsy and printed out and chopped up, and it was called Golden Bloom. So I'm just looking to see if any of them actually have this shade. I'm just kind of like glancing. I got zoomed in. You got zoomed in again. I'm sorry. For some reason, I haven't figured it out yet. I forgot to Google it. I noticed it in the last video that when I'm moving around, my wrist is like, I don't know if it's my wrist or if it's like a motion activated thing or something, but I keep zooming you guys in on my watch remote. Ooh, that's really pretty, but these are all very gorgeous, but none of them are the right shade. They're very peachy oriented. Let's See if any of these are different. That one's got some of that color right there that comes close. Eh. Not enough of that color. Woohoo! Nope, those are all too girly looking things. Very gorgeous pictures, but just not quite what I'm looking for today. Okay, so I'm gonna just glance. We're gonna glance in this one. This came from the same seller. I do not remember what her name was, but if I think about it, I will try to. Actually, I'm gonna write myself a note. I will try to link the person's Etsy shop. Link Etsy for Golden Bloom. I will link the Etsy shop where I bought these printables from, in case you're interested. Not an affiliate. I just like to support other people. And these pictures are very gorgeous. This one is called Fairy... Now I forgot. Fairy Bee. I think this had like 2 or 3 sets that I put together that were all like kind of went together. Yeah, not gonna work. Yeah. Again, gorgeous artwork. But I'm not sure I'm seeing anything I want to use. Well, that acorn comes pretty close. I'm gonna pull that acorn. The acorn comes pretty close. So it's got some details in it that go with it, but I was looking more for like having it be mostly the same color. Some of this comes really close too. I think I like this one better than the acorn. If I'm gonna do any of them, I might do that one. And then I'm just gonna kind of... Oh, that one comes really close. I like this one better than that one. Oh, I might like that one even better. Hold on. Hold on. Now I've got a mess. Nope, I don't like that one better. This is the one. Okay. We got enough paper. At least you could see me friffle through that one, so you could see some of these pretty pictures. The artist that does these has very gorgeous work. I will say I assume that it's AI created art, but it is absolutely gorgeous work, so... And there is, despite what people think, there is a skill to some AI artwork. Okay, so now we got some papers that match it. Put those over there. I'm gonna put our card right here. Now we need some little friffles. Oh, I'm sorry, Luna. Hold on 1 second. I just accidentally rolled a cart into the dog because she came under my feet and I didn't notice it. Sorry, Luna. Okay. Don't think I do, but let's see if I have any of these painty chips things that come close. Nothing there. Nope. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Ooh, that comes close. Ooh, that comes very close. Okay, we're going to save that one aside. What's this one normally called? Radiance. Huh, that's cool. Oh, that one's too light. Okay. Well, we got a paint chip. We're adding to our collection. Let's see here. Now let's look. Let's see. Just kind of glancing to see if any of these sticker books I have down here might have something in that color scheme. So far, no luck, but we'll check these two. Happy Planner ones. These look like they might. Yeah, see those? Those come close. Okay, so we're just going to set these sticker sets aside because they do have some of the shades in them, but I don't want to sit here and go through individual little pieces yet. I'm just glancing this sticker book just to see if anything pops out at me real fast. Yeah. Goldenrod. Isn't that a flower? I don't know, but it's not here. Got any cute things? Those are more like spell things. Let's see. While I'm glancing, how's everybody else's projects coming? Anybody else doing journaling with me today? Or is anybody doing coloring? I love coloring. I love a lot of creative stuff, actually. Journaling has been my favorite so far. This way of journaling. Every other time I've tried journaling in the past, it's been very boring, and I didn't like it. But then when I ignored all of the supposed rules and things you should do and things you should have and blah, 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 then I started just doing my own thing. It made it very interesting. Okay, nothing in that book. Okay. Now, I got two more things I would like to glance at. So we're going to zoom you out so that you can kind of see. Whoops, I zoomed you in. I'm sorry. Let's try that again. We're going to zoom you out a little so you can kind of see what I've got going here. This is my first Friffle bin, and I'm just kind of friffling the whole thing this was made for. Friffling. I'm looking for something with that color scheme in it. I mean, between the two Friffle bins, there should be something in here. Right? I mean, in theory. Yeah, that's got a lot of that color in it, but it's not my favorite thing. But we're going to save it out. It's like a quilt. It's got a lot of other colors, but see, some of those colors come kind of close-ish. So we might save that out. Now, where was I? I was somewhere in this area. I'm not looking at every single one, because if I did, I would be here until doomsday. But I'm just kind of glancing. That castle would be really pretty. Yeah, nothing really in there. Never mind. Okay. Let's see here. I have one more idea too if I strike out here. Well, while I'm digging, does anybody want to share a comment with something you've learned recently? Could be about anything. Doesn't have to be journaling or anything like that. Just something you've learned recently. For me, it's been learning how to use CapCut to make my videos. That was scary at first. Granted, I only do the basic of basics for the editing thing, so, you know, it doesn't really count, but it's a lot less scary than I thought it was going to be. Nope, too late. Yeah, Oh, I didn't think about that. I have a theory. I have two more theories. And now I lost what the first one was. Doors. Gotta try to bookmark that in my brain for when I get done with this Friffle bin. I wanted to look at my door cards and washi tapes. I keep forgetting they exist because they're on the floor. I don't see them all the time. So I forget they exist. That could be interesting. And mind you, I don't know what we're doing with all these friffles I'm pulling out. Because they don't exactly go together. That's kind of how collages work, isn't that, though? It's kind of like a mix mash of things. Nope. Almost done with this Friffle bin. And I will show you what I rescued. Okay. So, we're going to put this aside. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit so you can see what I rescued. So here's our card. Hopefully you can actually see this. Okay, here's our card. And I've got this Friffle, which kind of goes. This dog that kind of goes. And this, like, sea strip of a sea, that kind of goes. And this quilt thing that kind of goes. Okay. Now, I wanted to check two more things. And let's see. And I've got this, like, oracle deck thing here. It has pictures of doors on all the cards. All the cards are doors. As an oracle deck, I hated it. But I love looking at these pictures. They're absolutely gorgeous. So let's see if any of them will fit. That one comes close. We'll keep looking. I gotta pick up this card. There we go. That one's too dark. Whoops, why'd I put that down there? Come back. Yeah, that one. Okay. Yep, this one. This one comes kind of close. I'm gonna leave that there. And then I'm pretty sure, now that I've remembered that they exist, I'm pretty sure that I have a washi tape. Oh, I might have two washi tapes. Eh, I can't get it open. There we go. I have this floral one. What did I do with my card? Nope, don't like that floral one. I lie. Okay, so then I think I have a word one over here that's close. Let's see, I don't know, but right off the bat, I've got this one that's pretty close. This straight color. And then I was thinking, this one, it's not as close as I thought, but I thought I had another one. I might have shared it. So it's got some of the similar color in there, but not really a huge fan of it, so we're going to skip that one. Okay, well, we got a solid washi tape anyway. That could be cool. And, don't like that one. Okay. We're going to move that backwards. And then I'm going to leave that sitting there. I just want to glance in my little thing of words here. I want to see if I have a saying. That matches really well. What to say? If you're struggling with uncertainty in your work, try giving up the idea of infinite possibilities and instead dive deeper into a few of your most exciting ideas. I just pulled that out of a painting magazine recently. So we're going to pull that out. And then we're going to look in here. I've got a mess in here that needs to be cleaned up. Let's see. In the bottom, I've got some bigger pieces of sayings. So let's see if we have anything. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I think we're going to go with what we already pulled out. Okay. Throw this all back together. Alright, I think we got a good start here. We're going to call it good enough to start with. Okay, now I don't know if there's any, like, particular way that you're supposed to do a collage page. But we're winging it, man. That's what I do around here. Don't know that we're going to use all of this. But let's see. I think I'm going to use this on the background because that would be really pretty. That gives us a base. We're going to set this stuff over here. I've got a mess going, guys. I've got a mess. Pretty sure it's like obligatory to say that every time now. Because that's exactly what happens. Maybe we should do 2 pages instead of 1. Yeah, let's just stick with 1. Okay, now I like this flower thing, but I like this flower thing better. So we're going to stick with this side. So we need to cut it to this way to about 6.5-ish. I'm just approximating at this point. Then this is 11 inches long, so we need to cut off 11, 10, 9, so 1.5 inches. So we're going to cut it off this end. Nope, we're going to cut it off like this. Okay. Probably should have done the chopping before I put this up there, but it is what it is now. There we go. So that's our base page. I'm going to keep these aside because I might layer these in somehow. Don't know yet. So we're going to set that aside for a second. Okay, now, it would not be a final artsy page. Oh no, I've got to zoom you in. I've got you too close. Okay. It would not be a final artsy page if we didn't corner chomp this. It just wouldn't be right at all. I mean that in a funny way, because I corner chomp everything. Not as a rule you have to follow. I'm talking about for me. For me, it would be weird. Okay. I think going forward for this page, I'm going to use the new tape runner just to be a little faster because we're already like 30 minutes into this video and all I did was find some supplies. So I think we're going to try out the new tape runner today. Woohoo! Okay. Yeah. Let's line this up like that. Not like that. It's a little wonky. It's okay. It's a-okay. Now, using this book just so I can put, without catching it on fire, we're going to move this down for a second. Oh no, I've got to change the date. What's the date today? What did we say? I think it's the 8th. There we go. Yeah, okay. Let's go here. Ta-da! I just use this hard book behind it because if not, it won't stay. Okay, now, I don't know what I'm doing, but I want to figure out how to make like some pretty layers or something. So I'm thinking we're gonna chop something out of this. But I'm thinking, let's zoom me back out a little. There we go. Let's just like tear it. I've seen people do that in videos. Ha ha ha. Oh, it needs to be corner chomped if it's going in the corner. There we go. Okay, let's see how this sucker works. Yeah, not like that. How does this work? Oh, wrong end. Ha 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 ha. Okay, so it goes out like a pen. And then we go like that. And like that. Okay, it moves slowly, but it seems... I don't know. We'll wait on that. Move slowly. We'll go with that. So we're going to layer that on. Like, moves smoothly. There we go. That's what I was trying to say. Not slowly. Smoothly. There. That looks cool. Okay. What else do we want to layer on here? Let's see here. Maybe we should layer one of our bigger pieces here. What do we got? See, it all looks kind of, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but like fancy-ish except the dog. So we're going to skip the dog. We're just going to throw him in this Friffle bin up here. And let's go with our biggest one, which is this. I'm thinking maybe I'll just cut a strip of it. I think that's what we'll do. Where's my scissors? Let's just cut a small strip of this. Set that up there. And we'll put this across the top, so we'll corner chomp this. Ah! I forgot. Corner chompers do not like newspaper. We're going to try it again. Okay, we're going to cut it with scissors to try to get a semi-smooth corner out of it. Good enough. Actually, we're going to redo that in a second. I'm going to chomp this blue out because it doesn't really go with what I'm doing. So let's chop this blue out of it. I'll just keep this patterned piece. Okay. And now we'll pretend to corner chomp it again so that it indents it. So I can see what I'm doing here. Look at that. Good enough. We're going to layer that on. Boink. Ah, see, that went on very nice. It must just have had to start. Okay, so first initial reaction to this tape runner is it's really good. It went on smoothly. After the first use, this one, there's like no gaps in the glue or anything. Feels way stickier than my last one. We'll see how it holds up over time. Okay, so there's that. Now, I think over here, we'll layer this little piece here. So we're gonna cut it about there. There we go. And again, we're gonna pretend to, oh, it actually corner chomped that one. What do you know? So some it does, some it doesn't. Okay. Glue, 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 glue. Yeah, see that? That worked pretty good. I'm impressed. First reaction. Okay. Let's see how it comes up. Because I'm not sold. Okay. Might be able to do something with that. But we're going to see if we can pull this up. Just a little. Put this down. And then put this over it. There we go. I like that better. Don't ask me why. I just do. Okay. Yeah, but the problem with liking that better is now we just took our goldenrod and hid it. Because our goldenrod was up there. Whoops. Okay, well, that just means that we're going to have to, like, put something down here. So let's go with don't really know what I'm doing here. This isn't working as intended. Ah, there we go. That'll work. Okay. Figured out the next step. We're gonna put that like that. Then we're gonna put this. I'll put this in. I'll put this in like this. Okay. And then we need to showcase this door, but I want something behind it. So I think we're gonna really crudely cut this out to be about there. That's fine. It is what it is. We're gonna put this up here. At this point, I feel a little bit like a mad scientist. Just saying. Actually, I'm going to put this up here like this. That's kind of framed. then we're gonna... Oh, I forgot about the shiny one. Let's see, which one of these comes closer? Neither of them in all reality. That bear paint thing is really close. These are not close. I don't like those. This one's not bad, but I really don't like that either. Okay. I think we're done with the paper parts. I like my little saying. I'm thinking it should go right like there. I'm thinking. Yeah, but I feel like I'm concentrating everything up here and nothing down here, but I don't want to get rid of my flowers. That's okay. You know what? We're going to put it up here and call it good anyway. Like right there. And then we'll see if we can find any of those stickers from that sticker book that I saved out. The dogs woke up from their nap, in case you can't tell. Hey, 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 hey. Got all the puppy energy bouncing around. They're literally just standing there, staring at each other, barking at each other. Unless they're taking notes or what. Guys, bad timing. Cute dogs, bad timing. Okay, I like this wild heart one. That almost matches really close. So we're going to start with that one. And we're going to kind of put it right here. Okay, let's see what else we find here. Ooh, the card was about choices, and this Find Your Happy is really close, too. Hopefully you can see this. I should probably check. Can you see that? You kind of can. That could go right there. Now, let's see here. Ooh, polka dots. These polka dots are very close. Or polka dot things. Don't know what things yet. Okay. Maybe it's a little harder to polka dot things than I thought. There we go. What do we want to polka dot? I think we'll polka dot this. Let's do some polka dots up here. Don't like that little piece of paper. There we go. I saw this art tutorial once, and I'm really sorry. I don't remember who it was by. But she was talking about using these little polka dots in threes to use as like pattern fillers. I thought it was cute, so we're gonna like kind of go with that idea. Little polka dots. There we go. Okay, let's see if we get anything else interesting in here. There's a big one that says Find Your Happy, but we already have a Find Your Happy. Although this one, you saw nothing, okay? This one goes better, so we're going to put this one over top of the other one. Because it matches our Wild Heart one better. There, you saw nothing. It's okay. Let's see, do we have anything else? Ooh, we have one. I don't know if you can see it right there. It says Create. That will be cool. We're going to use that one. We're going to use that one here to break this up a little bit, I think. There we go. And then, since this card was originally about choices, we're going to use this one that says Don't Wait. We're going to use that off of this one. Like that. Ooh. On this page, we got some little diamond things that are sparkly that go. We're gonna maybe up with our polka dots. I don't know if that goes or not, but we're doing it. I'm gonna put these up with our polka dots. And let's see. Let's do one of those. And then let's do one more of those. We're gonna do one more, I think. Put one more up here. That wasn't my favorite edition, but we're just gonna go with it. Oh, they had big ones. We could have used those. Now I have no more room. Dang it. Those are really pretty. These are really, really pretty stickers. I should have looked through these a lot sooner, because there's some really cool stickers in here. Oh, we need to figure out this one. We need to figure out how to put this one on here. It says Brave. That could go really well with the card of choices. I said we weren't going by the card meaning, but here I am going by the card meaning. I wonder if the Brave could go right on the... Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Come off. That does not look good. Come back. I'm going to put it over the flower. There we go. This is working out much better than I imagined. So what do you know? Okay, that's the end of the stickers in that one. So let's go to this one, just to check. I know this is very similar. It's both by Happy Planner, both Jungle Vibes. A lot of the same stickers, but not all of the same stickers. I'm not entirely sure why they did this, to be honest. I'm a little confused, but it is what it is. So we're just gonna glance. We need this sticker. This one says today. What about the door? Let's put it on the door. Okay. Let's see. So how's everybody else's projects coming along so far? Is everybody enjoying their day, afternoon, evening, whatever it is for you? I hope so. Everybody deserves some good days. Everybody deserves some relaxing, chill time, some calm, some peace, and most definitely some creativity. Okay, might have ran out of Friffles. I did. I ran out of Friffles. So we're going to have to call this good. But I don't know about you. I like it. Let me just pick up my mess real quick here. There we go. Okay, let me see if I can zoom me out a little. I don't know how you got zoomed in again. I'm going to attempt to pick this up and show it to you a little closer so you can see what we got going on here. We got like some polka dots and sparkles, the door, the today sticker, create, our little quote, wild heart, don't wait, find your happy, and then the brave over the flowers. My finger's in the way, but brave over the flowers. That's what it come out as. I'm really happy with that. That was really fun. It really was. That looks cool. Okay, we're going to set that aside. Now, normally, here's the part where I would clean up my mess. But I would like Oh, I forgot the washi tape. Oh well, too late. Not going back to it now. This is the part where usually I clean up my mess, but I would really, really, really like... Oh, I zoomed you way in again. What the heck? This watch camera thing is going to drive me batty. I'd like to do some coloring with you guys today. For just a few minutes. Maybe we can find something small to color. Let's see here. Trying to reach my coloring books here. Well, I'm not trying to reach them. I'm trying to see which one's going to have something small that I can color. That's not going to take a long time. Where did it just go? I thought I just saw a picture. Got this coloring book here called Adorable Animals. Let's go back to the beginning. That one is cute. Let's do this ocean one, because I can cut out all these little pieces and use them as little pieces. And I'm not a huge fan of that back one, so yep, that's what we will do. See if I can bend this spine thing so that I can get it out without tearing it too badly. Good enough. That's what I say. Okay. Now, I will be honest. I am very picky when it comes to coloring. I only like to color white backgrounds. I do not like those kids' pictures where the kids' coloring books where it's like tanny colored paper. That drives me batty. Hey. Daisy, Tasha. Hi. If you don't calm down, you're going to get sent out of the room. Okay, if you will hold, please, I am going to open the door and see if they would like to escape. I'm just going to turn off the air conditioner because I'm cold. Would you guys like to escape? Oh, geez, I forgot I had the fan going. Sorry if you just heard that. My office is kind of small, so if I have the ceiling fan going and I open the door, it bangs. And I forgot about that. Okay, back to my picture. I don't even know what color all this stuff is. So let's just start with green for this corally looking stuff over here. Now granted, I generally don't look stuff up to see what color it's supposed to be. And some days when I'm coloring, I just want to color things whatever color I feel like it. And they're random. Sometimes we got like purple skies, stripies where there shouldn't be, etc. And with all of these, I'm not very careful because I go over them with the water afterwards because they're those like, what are they called? The Inktense ones that you can put water over and they look really cool and smoothie. I absolutely love watching the videos on, like, I don't know, say Instagram and stuff, of the people that do the coloring, but they do like the really fancy coloring where they're like adding in details that are gorgeous and their colors are all shady and everything. Oh, I love watching those videos. But I will say that my mental health issues made it so that I stopped coloring for a very long time. Because I'm like, if I can't make my pictures look like that, then I shouldn't be coloring. And guess what? That's not true. Anybody should be able to color. I actually like that, so I'm going to do that same thing down here on this one, on these two. I'm going to kind of zoom you in and just move the paper around. How's that? But yeah, those creators that do that stuff, man, that stuff is beautiful. There's some really talented people out there for that stuff. I used to love to color when I was a kid. And I was homeschooled my whole life. So I think it was kindergarten, I think. Might have been first grade. We had these coloring pages that my parents, or I shouldn't say my parents, my mom did all of our schooling, all of our figuring out everything, whatever. But they had us doing a class all throughout my whole school year. We always had to have a class that was for Bible because I come from a religious family. And I think it was kindergarten or first grade. Each day we had like the little Bible story or whatever. And then we had the coloring page. And I remember we couldn't be done with our schoolwork until we finished our coloring page. And I say we, meaning me and my brother. I think he did it at the same time as me, but he's a few years younger. And so we would just take like a whole handful of crayons. Oops, I gotta zoom you up for a second for this demonstration. We'd take like a whole handful of crayons like this and just go until it was all done. My mom was not thrilled. I'm pretty sure she still remembers that to this day. That we didn't like the color. I guess maybe it was because we had to. I don't know. But neither one of us liked to do those. But when I got a little bit bigger, I used to spend hours coloring with my grandma. My grandma loved to color. So we'd sit and color for hours. It's probably one of my favorite memories with her. Sitting and coloring. Do you have anything specific that you like to color better? I like to color, I don't want things that are too big and simple, but I like this kind of coloring page with like the big cutesy shapes to color more than I like what they consider like the adult coloring books that have those, we're going to turn this like this. Oops, I'm still not on camera. There we go. More than like the adult coloring books that have like, you know, an elephant, but he's got like 200 little pieces to color in. So it looks like all like, I don't know, piecey and prismatic and whatever. I don't know. I don't like it when they add these like extra teeny tiny details that aren't actually details. They're just extra slots for you to color for no reason. That drives me bonkers. But I used to just color. Now I color. But I don't color the whole picture on anything anymore because I like to just color what I'm going to cut out to use in my journal now. Because then it makes it's fun. Because I'm like making my own friffles. It's really cool. Okay, I think I want to do these little leafy things green too, but I think I want a different green. If I have one. I'm going to look and see. But I haven't come across a green yet. More greens. So let's see. I've got some purple. Anything I want to do that's purple. Purple could be really fun. Maybe we'll do the spotsy parts on this octopus in purple. Oops. I should probably check to see if you're actually being able to see the octopus I'm working on. My camera is being kooky. Hold on a second. I got somebody coming in. Come in, Jade. I'm video recording in case you're wondering.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I wouldn't.
I was coming to hang out with you and let you know that Daisy pooped.
Did you really have to say that on camera? She's a puppy.
I'm sorry.
Okay. I'll be right back. And we're back. Sorry about that. My daughter Jade came in. Oh, apparently we gained a Daisy too. We're going to make this octopusy purple. Do I want to do the other one the same? No, we're going to do the other one different. Maybe different color for the spots. Maybe we'll do the other one, this brownie color on the spots. I don't know why. We're just going with it. I don't know if what I'm doing is smart anyway. Well, you know what? We're coloring. There's no such thing as smart or dumb or good or bad. We're just coloring. I did say I pick random colors sometimes. And then it kind of like, when I get done and I put the water to it, it'll kind of like blend it in a little. Not that I know what I'm doing with these, but it's a kind of sort of. Now, I'm going to go completely bonkers. And I'm going to do the body of my octopus's orange. Because I wanna. I don't know. Maybe there is orange octopuses. I don't know. I don't know enough about these things. But my octopuses are going to be orange. I'm on an orange kick. I don't know why. I just am. As you can tell, I got the orange watch band. I've had it for like a year now because I've been stuck on orange. Daisy. I'm really hoping that dog barking is not too loud in your ears. My sincerest apologies if it is. Oh, she wants to go back out again. Let's see if I can do this without hitting the fan this time. We did it! And now I've got Dora the Explorer stuck in my head. That's awesome. ADHD rocks, you guys. There. And we're going to do this octopus orange too. So if you're still here with me, how is your projects going? I know I ask you that all the time, but the whole point of me making these videos is as if you guys are like sitting here at the Friffle table with me. And I know we can't actually talk back and forth, so it's just kind of my way of carrying on a conversation with you. Because it would be really cool to see what, or know what you guys are doing and up to. There, now we have bright orange octopuses, and I'm hoping that like blends out a little better when we're done. Okay. Oh, you know what? We should take a hydration break. Just for a second. I'm going to zoom you out so you can see the page so far. Ta-da! And we are going to take a hydration break. Okay. I think I've got some pinks going here. So I think maybe we'll do these corals and pinks. Maybe we'll do them in light pink. And then we'll do some kind of an accent. Oh, I'm not even coloring on camera. I'm sorry. I forgot to check to see if it was in there, in frame. There we go. I kind of like this color, so we're just going to go through and color all of them this color, and then we'll add some accents. Okay. We got another coral up here. So, funny story from yesterday, I believe it was. I lose track of time really easily, so I could have lost a day or two here, but I think it was yesterday. We were all sitting at the kitchen table. Well, dining room, I guess it's like a tiny dining room section. We were sitting at the table playing a game, and over in the corner is where we keep the food dish for the dogs, and it's like one of those auto feeder ones, not like electronic, but just like the gravity feeder that drops the food down as they eat it. And we used to feed everybody all cat food, but now we kind of separate it, so the dogs have a healthier dog food downstairs, and then the cats they eat the dog food too, which it's got all the nutrients that the cats need, so it's fine. But they also have their own cat food in their own, I call it the cat condo. It's just this tiny little, barely bigger than a closet room that they have that's just for themselves at night. And we've got it set up with kitty trees and kitty beds and toys and litter boxes and all the things a kitty would need at night. But anyway, they have their own food dish in the kitty condo. And I'm just like outlining this in a darker pink. I don't know if that's going to do anything, but it looks cool for now. Anyway, so we used to feed them cat food. So when we used to fill the feeder, you know, sometimes some cat food might have like fallen behind it or whatever. That's what I'm assuming. And my mom's dog, Tasha, was over there, and she was like, she had her head between the wall and the food dish, and I assume she was trying to get at the cat food that may have been left there. I don't know. That's my assumption. And then, of course, Daisy comes over to see what she's doing, and Daisy's like, I want some food too, but she is taking food out of the actual food dish. Well, Tasha, love her to death, doesn't like to share. So she, like, kind of, like, growled and snapped at Daisy. So Daisy's like, maybe not, and she backs off. And then Daisy decides she wants to try again, so she tries to get some more food. And Tasha, was the smartest I have ever seen that dog. She went, and she's the one that usually starts barking when she hears things. She's the barker. Well, Daisy barks now too, but Tasha taught her. Put it that way. So Tasha went bailing for the kitchen door, or like our kitchen front door, and she's barking as if she like heard something, right? So all the other dogs, I say that, there's only two other ones, but both other dogs go running in after her to the front door, barking their heads off at absolutely nothing. There was nothing out there. But Tasha only went like maybe 2 feet into the kitchen when she did this. And both dogs go running past her to the front door. And I kid you not, I watched it with my own two eyes. That dog turned around so fast, you practically couldn't blink, and went running back to the food dish so she could eat the food while the other dogs were busy. That was some smart, sneaky thinking. I was pretty impressed, as you can tell. So that's my funny pet story for the day. That was some smart problem solving, especially from a little tiny Pomeranian. But I mean, I guess she is the sneaky one, because she a week or two ago, we started trying to train the puppy for her potty breaks by giving her treats every time she actually goes potty outside. And so I didn't want to do it for one dog and not the others. So we started giving all of them treats when they went potty outside, just to get the point across. And then, I'll cut back on the treats after. But Tasha figured out that if she goes potty multiple times, or at least pretends to, she's a female, so at least pretends to go potty multiple times, that she gets multiple treats. And then once I figured out that's what was happening, I started only giving her one treat per potty trip, and suddenly she didn't have to go so much. So she is a sneaky little Pomeranian. She's freaking adorable, though. Well, not so much adorable. She's adorable too. She looks, every time she looks at you, but her mouth's open, and she just looks like she's smiling. It's the cutest thing ever. But she's also the prettiest dog I have ever seen. She's absolutely gorgeous. Like, and I say that, I'm not like biased or anything. I got two of my own dogs, and I will firmly say that she is absolutely the prettiest one out of them all. She's gorgeous. She's got pretty fluffy colors and everything. Okay, there's all the corals. All right. Ta-da. All right, so now I just got seaweed, sea turtles, and whales. I don't even know what color sea turtles are. Hold on one second. Okay, and we're back for, I think, the second time in this video. My little puppy, she is pretty much completely untrained, and so when she gets out the gate of our little fenced-in puppy area, she runs like heck, and you can't catch her. And so we had my dad and my daughter, and then I joined in, and my mom, and trying to catch the little bugger. So That needs to be a priority going forward, is trying to figure out how to puppy train a puppy for, like, stay or don't run. Yeah, so I had to take a break and do that for a moment. Now, I don't freaking know what color whales are. Aren't they just like a dark blue kind of thing? We're just gonna go with a dark blue. I think that's more like a purple. Let's go with this. This kind of looks like a blue, I think. What's it called? Denim. Huh? Look, told you it was a blue. Okay. Let's do this. I can't see what I'm doing here. Let's do this whale. Oh, you know what? These seaweedy things, I have a project that I want to do in my next journal that involves one of those windows and a little fish. I'm going to cut out those seaweeds, I think, and use it in that. That's what I'm going to do with that. Oh, crap. Hold on. Gosh. Daisy, how on earth did you get... Must be one of Jade's. Apparently, she got a hold of one of my daughter's washi tapes, and now it's chewed to holy heck. Mine are all in a case, so it must be my daughter's. She was in here a couple of days ago, and she was in my office, and she had all of her journaling supplies spread out over the entire office, practically. It's like the table and the floor, etc., etc. She was supposedly sorting everything. Now, I think whales are like a different color on their bellies, so we're gonna maybe go with like a gray color. I think we'll do that, but we'll do that in a minute. First, we're gonna color this whale. So I know for anybody watching this video, for you, it hasn't been that long probably. For me, it's been a while because of all the pauses. So I'm just gonna remind you, in case you need it, in case you need the reminder or want the reminder, hydration. Don't forget to get a drink. I gotta work on my own hydration here in a second since I finish this whale, because I'm kind of behind. I think I'm only at like, I don't know, maybe 55 or 60 ounces so far today. And I know that's probably a lot for some people, but for me, with the meds that I'm on, my body does not like me if I'm under like 80 ounces for the day. It really likes closer to 100, but if I can do at least 80, we're good. Okay, so drink break. There we go. I don't really know what color sea turtles are. I think they're like a green, aren't they? I think we're just gonna do like shades of green because I'm not entirely sure. So we're gonna start and we're gonna do this color green for his body, like the legs and stuff. And I think since it's getting to be the end of my day and my decision fatigue is starting to kick in, I think we're going to do both sea turtles the same coloring, like the same patterns and whatever, just so that I don't have to make so many decisions. Oh, whoops, I said that and then I went and put the pencil away before I colored this other sea turtle. So I know I was just talking about the puppy and the puppy training thing, I think, a second ago. So if you have any tips on puppy training, you know, there's a comment section right there that would look fantastic with some puppy training tips in it. Just saying, you know, it's always available. Okay, I think, don't know what this color looks like, but I think we're going to use this for this like middle strippy part. He's going to just be all sorts of greens. And now I'm really hoping that sea turtles are actually green, because if not, he's going to be kind of a funny looking sea turtle. Yeah, maybe he's a fantasy sea turtle. It's Rekka's world. I can make it whatever I want, I guess. Probably another thing I should note. About a year ago or so, my name's Rebecca, but about a year or so ago, I started going by Rekka. Just to kind of have my own identity, I guess, when I first started doing, I can't say first started doing, partly into my, what I call my healing journey. That was like the first thing I tried to do that was like something for me. I know it's not really, but it kind of is. So sometimes I refer to myself as Rekka. Sometimes it's Rebecca. Sometimes it's Becky. I think we're going to do this green for my sea turtle part here. Okay. There we go. And then I think I'm going to do this one and this one. I think we're going to do this darker green for the like shell, outer shell. Now I am kind of on a slight time crunch at this point because it's been so long trying to do this video this evening that both my phone and my watch are going dead. Oops, I was doing that out of camera again. Oopsie daisy. Okay, sea turtles are done. And then, I don't know if it's gonna work, but we're gonna use this like bright green for this sea kelpy thing. I don't know what it is, but we're calling it sea kelp. And we're gonna do this one. And then we got one more over here. Alright, last thing I gotta do, and I don't know that I have one, but I'm gonna look to see if I have some kind of a gray that I can use for the, I do have gray, okay. We're gonna use this like kind of a bluey gray. It says Chinese ink, but I have a feeling it's gonna be black. Yeah, we're gonna just do it lightly for the belly of the whale. That is definitely a little blacker than I intended. Also, I forgot to color the whale fin, like the other side of the fin. Cool. That right there, I forgot to color that. And I don't know what color I used, so we're gonna play guess the shade of blue in a minute. Oh, wait a minute, wasn't that like the denim one? I think I read it and it said denim something. I should have. Oh, now I just colored his fin black. Oh well, that one's gonna have a shadow. A little bit of shadow. Okay, just in case it helps, we're gonna go over this with a white just to kind of dull it out a little bit, just in case. Okay, doubt it's gonna help, but we tried. Okay, where did we do with the denim? I think it was this one. Yes, it was. Yeah, okay. Let's see if we can do that. It's okay. Again, we're not going for perfection here. Let's do this one. There, I think we've got it all colored in. Just gonna set that aside. Now I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna keep you zoomed in for a second. So, next up, I've got this. This being just a glass. And I'm gonna just use this bottle of water because I don't have any in this yet. There we go. Set that aside. And then we need, oh boy, do I got a mess. Okay, there we go. Now I've got paper towel, and now all I need is a square brush. We are going to use one of my Aqua Elite ones because I like this square brush. This one's kind of fat though. Didn't I have a smaller one? I do have a smaller one. Hold on. I want to use this one. It's a little bit smaller, a little bit easier to work with. Okay, now this is where the magic happens. This is the part I love the most. And yes, I know, I'm very particular. But you just get your brush wet. And then it goes from this to all smushed together. Okay, I kind of went out the lines, but that's okay because we're cutting these out. See? I like that so much better. I don't know why. I'm weird. It's okay. I accept it. I almost enjoy this like watercolor part just as much as I do the actual coloring. Actually, maybe even more than the actual coloring. Like, I don't know why. This is so very satisfying to just sit here and make it all like blendy. Sometimes I've sat and like experimented with different colors mixed together. It's done some really cool things. Sometimes they come out like mud, but sometimes they're pretty cool. I got all those done. I guess let's do all the green stuff now because it doesn't really matter if it's all together. We're just gonna kind of like, whoops, I'm doing it off camera again. Did that thing again. There we go. I'm just gonna kind of like smush it all together anyway, so it kind of gets that blendy look. I'm not really obsessing over accidentally going over the lines because I'm going to be cutting this out anyway. So it's not the end of the world. And now I'm just doing this, these like green thingies here too because I don't really have to clean the brush if it's all greens because what's the worst that's going to happen? It's going to like smush together some greens and it's going to give it some really cool looks to it, right? I think so. Okay, this was a little brighter than expected. That actually looks pretty cool. Now this one I am purposely going outside the lines on because I do not have the brain cells. Not brain cells. I got lots of brain cells. Okay. I don't have the brain power to sit here and be particular with it tonight, especially not when I know that I'm just going to cut it up anyway. So this is going to get it done fast. And that's okay with me. Because I am not here for perfection. I'm here for enjoying what I do and liking the end result. Let's see. Okay, now we're gonna do this here sea turtle. And now, I'll be honest, my watch just went dead, so I can no longer see my camera angles to see if I'm actually showing you what I'm doing. So the rest of this video, it's only going to be a couple minutes, but the rest of this video is going to be interesting because I can't see what I'm doing. Can only hope. Okay. I think that was all the green things. Okay, so now, I guess let's do the octopuses. Now, I'm going to get slightly cuckoo. Okay, now I'm going to put my brush here so that when I move the octopus, I'm going to hope it's in camera. We're going to hope. Okay, now this, remember this was the one that we did orange and brown. And that orange is coming out really yellow. So we kind of have yellow octopuses. It's a very interesting color. It's not what I was going for at all, but it actually, it works. It works. It looks kind of cool. Okay, now I'm really hoping you can see that. Okay, now we're gonna assume that's in the camera. I could probably, you know what? I could probably stand up and look. There we go. We're just gonna do that for the rest of the video. Okay, we lose our purple here, but it's okay because it still looks cool, in my opinion. And it's my journal and it's my octopus, so, you know, I like my opinion. Okay. There we go. What else do we got left? We got just... check, make sure that's in camera. Good enough. Just the whales left. Now, I'm not actually going to wash my brush for this bottom part because having it be a little blue tinted wouldn't have been a bad thing. That was not gray. That was definitely black. It's okay. I'll just kind of like pick a little bit of that off. There we go. Just pick off some of that water. There. Now it's a little more gray. Okay. Now all we got is one whale left. There we go. Now, if you're still here watching this video after all this time, just know that I really, 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 really appreciate you. And I'm really, 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 really glad you're here. I like the company. I'm going to pick up some of that water so it's not quite so dark on this black that was supposed to have been gray. There. Okay. Let me just wash my brush off real quick. Okay, now I am definitely not going to take the time to show you cutting it all up because I think I've used enough of your time for one day. But let's see if we can zoom this out so you can see the whole picture. Let's zoom you out. There you go. That's what we come up with. Now I'm going to cut out all those little pieces and I am going to use them on a page going forward. You know what? Maybe I'll make a video. I'll have to do a video. That way you guys can see what we do for a page. But yeah. So I really appreciate you being here with me and taking the time out. And I hope you guys' crafts came out amazing, whatever you were working on. Oh, I forgot one. Oh no. I'll do that one in a minute. I forgot this little green one right here. Knew I missed one. Anywho. Yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. And don't forget your hydration. Don't forget to go do that. It's like your last reminder for the day. From me. Okay. Anyway, bye.